Hey, Team Happy and Fit. I'm so excited to get tonight's call started because my dear friend Carrie is speaking tonight. But before we do that, I first want to congratulate you because we are officially a top 100 team in the entire network, meaning out of almost a 500,000 other teams, our team is in the top 100. We are 74 right now. I actually was able to talk with corporate today, which was super weird because I have never done that in my life. And I was like, I don't know what to expect. And basically, Sydney was her name, and she said, your team is amazing. And your team is going to be in the top 50 for sure. I told them that that was our goal. And she was looking at our team and everything, and she said absolutely. And I know, and I was telling her, I was like, we're just a baby team, and I know it's all because of heart and hustle and about how much you care about building relationships and helping other people just be healthier and happier. And that just makes me proud because that's truly what this is all about. So congratulations. And I just want you to know, in life in general, there's just going to be peaks and there's going to be valleys, and that really tugs on my heart too, because you can be super excited one day and then something crappy happens. But I just need you to know that you're defined in those moments, in the valleys. You truly are defined by your character and everything that you are, and what you do and how you respond. And I definitely like saying, control the controllable. You can't control what other people say or do, but you can control how you react and how you hold your integrity. So just so you know, there's always going to be peaks and valleys, but you get to learn through all of that. We have our Push to Emerald group going on. We are almost done with week 1, and we have one more week to go. I'm really excited about it. It's all about stepping outside your comfort zone. So if you know someone that's in that group, for sure, show them some love. It's really quite amazing that they're in it. We have a sneak peek on Monday, and I'm really excited about that. I hope that you're setting a goal to maybe invite a couple of people. You guys, and you know this is a life-changing opportunity that will make people better. Just the way that they think or give them confidence. Or I shared in my opportunity call yesterday that I no longer go to the dressing room and worry. And I remember being in the dressing room in stores and crying, and just worried about how I looked, or sitting at someone's house and grabbing a pillow and putting it over my stomach. Like, I don't feel like I have to do that anymore, and I don't want people to feel that way. And I want to empower them, and I know that you want to do that too. So a way to do that is definitely our awesome sneak peek. We are having a coaches only challenge starting on Monday, and we're really excited about this. I actually looked in our team, and I gifted the 3-day refresh to someone on our team, and I can't wait to announce that. And they were really surprised and really excited because I had just finished it, and I saw that they were inactive, and I just said, hey, would you want to do this? And they said, yeah, and I'm really excited about that. And we're doing an Own It group. You may have no idea what I'm talking about, but it was a formula that I heard today that I'm really excited about to tell you more about. Sarah Morrison and I are going to be doing that in June, and I posted a video about that today. And welcome any new coaches that we have on our team. Our team is growing, and our team is leading the way, and we are on a mission to help other people, and that is freaking awesome. So as always, tradition for Team Happy and Fit, you can totally unmute yourself. Does anyone have any shout outs that they want to give anyone, or any build-ups that they have for anyone?
I have one.
Yeah, Gabby, thanks, because the awkward silence was weird.
It was getting to me too.
It's a teacher thing.
Yeah, it is. Bueller. Anyways, I'm gonna get to my shout out. My shout out is for Amanda, my success partner, because she always keeps me on track and has really good ideas. And I just love having her as an accountability partner.
That's awesome. I'm glad that you guys could meet officially this last weekend. It's so weird. It's like, how'd you guys meet? Online? It sounds so weird, but there's connection. Anyone else want to give a shout out? I know, Liz, thanks for noticing the wait time. It's awkward. I have one. Elena messaged me.
Hey, you did it though, girl. Good job.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, girl. Go ahead.
No, you go.
Okay, I have 2 shout outs. Yeah, 2. I have 2 shout outs. One is to my success partner, Des, because she is in China right now, and that just gives me the goosebumps because I was listening to Julianne's call last night and just thinking that that was her first goal in this business, and now she's over there, and that is just pretty amazing. And I'm so glad that she's there, and she's super happy about that. And she was able to go because of this business and because of the income she made. And then my second one is to my coach, Katrina, because she has been busting her booty this month. She is going to make Emerald happen tonight. I hope tonight is going to be her night. And she has been working super, super hard. She loves the Push to Emerald group. She is dedicated. Her posts have been rocking. And I'm just really proud of her.
Me too. That's awesome. And that gave me goosebumps about Des. That's so cool. Mine's for Elena. She is on a mission to crush some goals, and she messaged me, and I just love her will and her want and just her take action. She just messaged me. She's like, I'm going to do this. And I was like, that's awesome. That's in general in life, when you take action on something instead of sitting still, so much momentum is going to be built from that. Even if you stumble over a lot of rocks to get there, that's all you have to do is be open-minded. Okay, anyone else before I get started and Carrie gets started?
I have a shout out for Julianne.
Oh, Carrie.
Yay. Thank you for, thank you for being such a great leader. That song started from the bottom, now we here, or is that maybe not this team vibe? Is that more the fit party?
It's true. It's true.
Wood. Really, I remember you at Summit being like, do you think I should quit my job? I can't do it though. I mean, you were just like, I would like to, but I just can't. And you were just like, just such tiny little steps and so afraid. It seemed, this fear. And then you just said, screw it, I'm doing it. And you did it. And then you didn't let the fear overcome and take over and paralyze you. And you just one step after the next and just going for it and just proving to everybody that you can do whatever you want.
You can.
Really.
And thank you for that. I remember that.
That is a shout out.
You guys, Sarah Freed just posted a video about how you might look at other people and wish to be where they're at, or just be like, what the heck? This is so hard for me. But last year at Summit, I was an Emerald coach. And I remember sitting in Summit and just being crying and just being I want this so bad. And then 4 months later, I quit my job. That is crazy that happened. But I'm just telling you, it's so easy to look at where I'm at now, or other people, and not Sarah Freed. She's 3-star qualifying today. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. But she's I was an Emerald last time at Summit. And it took me 3 months to get to Emerald. You don't see those types of things, but it's pretty cool. So thank you for that sweet, sweet shout out. Speaking of that, I am so excited to get this party started because Carrie Novak is someone who, as soon as she became a coach with Sarah Morrison, I don't even think she put her feet on the ground. She just was soaring. It was relentless when she became a coach, because she had this desire, this fire, and this light about her that she just had to tell everyone about what she was doing. And she had this mission to help other people, and you could gather that in all of her posts. You could gather that in her attitude as soon as she signed up. So I'm so excited to give it to her. I'm going to be interviewing her and asking her some questions. But I'm just so excited for you to not only get to know her better, but also just see her story. Her story is insane, and it's raw, and it's real, and it's authentic. And when I think Carrie, that's what I think is authentic and unapologetic. So, Carrie, thank you so much for being on our Team Happy and Fit call. Actually, our first guest speaker, which is a really big deal for our team. So thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. Andy,
thank you for having me.
So Carrie, when did you start coaching?
I became a coach in think it was like mid-November of 2014. So like right before last year.
Yeah, that's so awesome. What made you decide to join as a coach?
What made me decide to join? I was just, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was in a place mentally and financially that I needed to get out of. And it wasn't about weight loss and it wasn't about nutrition for me. It was about, I'm messed up and I need to find something new. And I remembered my coach, Sarah. So I reached out to her and I said, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Did she ask you a lot of times?
Mm-hmm. Yes, she did. It was, sometimes I ignored her messages and stuff. It would be like, hey, Carrie, we have this great opportunity call. And I remember thinking one time about a message. I'm like, what the hell is an opportunity call? I don't even know what that means. I'm like, what does this even mean? I was in retail management, retail sales, and I worked at a clothing store and I had managed one before. And I'm just like, I just don't know what this opportunity call thing is. I listened to a couple with her. And I was even in a sneak peek actually with a whole nother coach. And I didn't know what that was either. And I didn't really participate. And she kept reminding me, the sneak peeks tonight, the sneak peek. And I'm like, this is so awkward. She would like tag me and stuff too. And I'm like, oh, okay, I don't get it, but here's a thumbs up. So yeah, she asked me several times. It didn't even click with me that she was asking me to become a coach. I didn't get it.
There's a couple of things that I heard there. One, you did not become a coach to work on your transformation and physically. It was, you wanted a lifestyle change mentally. And I think that's really big, is that not everyone that joins our team or that we're helping is all going to be about fitness and nutrition. Like, you have a gift to offer them of confidence, of just having this relentless attitude of fighting for their dreams. And I think just being able to identify that is really a big deal. And the second thing that I want to ask you, because of that, why Sarah? Why did you join Sarah Morrison? What was it about her that you wanted in on that?
Well, actually, Sarah, I was her very first boss years ago when she was a teenager at the mall down in Flint. So she came into my store one day and asked for an application. And I said, well, let's just talk for a minute, my dear. And she just had such a great, fun, positive attitude for a kid, that I hired her. And so I knew her. She worked for me for a couple years at the mall. And she actually moved up the ranks to assistant manager. Ooh. And she was assistant manager at one of our stores when she went away to college too. So I knew Sarah and I knew her family, and so I trusted her.
That's it.
And we reconnected. We reconnected years later, on Facebook, because this is when she was a teenager and she's 30-something now.
Yeah.
So I trusted her. I trusted her.
Yeah, I think that's truly what it is people in life, relationships, it's all about trust. And if you can be authentically you, that's what people want. They want you because they trust you and they want to be with you and they want to be a part of what you're doing because they know what you're doing has their best interest as well. I think that's really cool that you could see that in her. So Carrie, this is going to be really eye-opening for a lot of people. Can you describe your pre-Beachbody self to now? And everyone who's on the line, like, you need to just stop, drop, and listen to this woman's story. Go ahead, Carrie.
Okay, let me take a drink.
Me too.
Okay. My pre-Beachbody story, I wrote it down the other day in handwriting, and I don't always go all the way back. And then I had to retype it. So I'm like, okay, I'm reliving the story each time. And so now I get to tell it tonight. So I do have my notes in front of me because I'm a little bit nervous.
Oh.
So is that okay?
Yeah, I read my notes all the time.
Pre-Beachbody, I had a lot of struggles, I think, stemming back even into, back into junior high, when, you know, your body starts changing and the hormones and stuff like that. I had a lot of self-esteem issues, even though I was popular and everybody in the school liked me, and it was a small school, but I still, in my mind, I couldn't get over why the one or two people didn't like me. And that's all I would focus on, and just be like, I don't understand why they don't like me. I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. And so I would, you know, concentrate on the negative and, you know, why wasn't I good enough? And I would punish myself in different ways for not being good enough or perfect or the best at everything by binging and purging and sometimes starving myself, because that gave me some kind of power that I couldn't understand. But it was just like, there, how do you feel now? It was just crazy. So I did that starting later in junior high and then into high school, all throughout. Even though I was in sports, I was active and I was in sports, and I was actually the captain of the basketball team, and I was captain of the pom-pom squad, and I did really well in track too, but I just couldn't get over, you know, some of that. Just there's something wrong in my mind that wouldn't let me focus on the good things. So this self-hatred pattern of binging and purging, that really flared up when I went to college. And that's when, you know, a lot more boys and throw some alcohol into the mix. And I sought some counseling in school because it was just really so consuming, just all over in your mind. That's all you could think about is food, eating. I wasn't fat. I wasn't skinny. I just couldn't get over, you know, just focusing on how bad of a person I was. If this boy didn't like me, if I made out with him, I was drunk and he told me he loved me, you know, and it went too far, you know, and I would punish myself by starving myself. And it was just absolutely, you know, crazy. So I got kicked out of college for poor grades. It doesn't mean I didn't go back. I went back a couple different times, and, you know, a class here and a class there, but I got kicked out of college. I couldn't get a handle on my mind. Maybe the counseling helped a little bit, but I don't know. Because what happened next was I got a job and I found drugs and alcohol. That just, that took over. And so by the time I was 27, I was a full-fledged drug addict. Not the kind of drug addict that's on the street, sleeping on the street, you know, and begging for needles and stuff like that. I never shot anything up, thank God. But I could not function without dope. And I held a job and I made a lot of money, but my life was just a freaking chaotic mess. My one goal, I did have a goal. One goal in life was to be dead by the time I was 30. That was my goal. And that it was kind of funny to me because we used to sing that song, "Only the Good Die Young." And I remember laughing with my friends. Yeah, if I'm still alive and it's like my 30th birthday, man, I want you to come around and, you know, make sure you shoot me or hit me with a car or something. And we would make jokes about it. But I was freaking serious because I was so tired. It's exhausting. I had no purpose. I had no direction. And I really meant it when I wanted to be dead. I didn't want to kill myself. I wanted somebody else to do it for me, because I heard when you kill yourself, you don't get to go to heaven. And I didn't want to miss out on that good stuff. So, no, I was tired and I didn't want to live anymore. So, by the time I was 28, though, I had something overcome me, and I was able to surrender. It was honestly, I'm not a big religious person, and I believe in a lot of things. But I prayed one night to Jesus, and I said, with the phone in my hand, you know, the day after payday, and I was flat broke, and my house was trashed and empty, not one person. And I said do I call for some more dope or do I call for some hope? And I said, Jesus, help me. And the phone dialed itself and I called for some help. And at 28, I quit. I quit all drugs and alcohol and I haven't gone back since. Thank goodness, right? Thank God. Thank Jesus. So I was able to get off of drugs and alcohol and not get back on. So by the time I was 32, I was happily married now, and I had a baby. And things were going good. I got to be a stay-at-home mom, and I got to take care of my baby and my family. So this was great. Starting to come out of some bad stuff. But soon after I was married with my baby, I found out that my husband was doing drugs, and that he was a former drug addict too. And when you're with someone like that, you know that one is too many and 1,000 is never enough. And so even though we tried, for years and years, to get him off, that there was nothing I could do. So I had to give up and take my baby and get out. And so 3 years later, I took a big leap. I was scared, but I moved out and we got divorced. So there I was in my mid-30s, living with my parents, a single mom. I got kicked out of school, so minimum education, no job, former drug addict. And, I just don't know that I could have been in a bigger valley in my life. It was really hard. It was a lot of depression and, how could I be here? There was so much, I was so good when I was in school. What happened to those days when I was number one, right? It's like, what have I done wrong? I don't know. So what I did was I found some fitness. I got into a couple of different fitness classes and started to enjoy myself a little tiny bit. I was finally not ashamed to drop my daughter off at school. I would wear a hat every time I went to drop her off, and so that nobody would have to witness me right here looking in my eyes. I didn't want them to have to witness what I was, just the shame and guilt of who I was. But I started taking some classes and I started to feel a little bit better. And fitness really started to change my life. And about that time, shortly after, I saw Sarah posting something about a challenge group on Facebook. A challenge group? What the heck is that, right? And of course, it was the T25. I wonder if that's when challenge groups started, because it seems like everybody's first challenge group was T25 years ago. So I joined it, and I was super excited and stoked and pumped, and I started it out real good, and then I quit. But at least I started, and I started building a relationship with Sarah again. And, what a positive little bundle of joy she is. And it was great for me to see her in my life again, and watching her as a new mom with fitness and this nutrition stuff. She would stay back here in my mind as my life would go like this again. So from that accountability group, I was in and out of a few more with her, and I got myself into another situation where I was engaged to be married, and that wasn't the right thing to do. And I moved a guy in with me, and oh my goodness, how could I do this, right? How could I do this to my daughter? Make another mistake? It was just it was not a good situation for either one of us. So I was ready to not cry myself to sleep anymore. Finally, at 41-ish, I was ready to make another change. And I think there has to be this pain before you make the big change, or at least for me, because man, was that painful. But I woke up after crying myself to sleep again, and I said, I need to make a change. I need to get out of this negativity, and I need help. So I reached out to Sarah. I remembered what she was doing. I saw her post the next morning, and I'm like, bingo, that's it. I need to do what you're doing. Even though she had put me on an opportunity call and invited me to whatever, it clicked. One day it clicked, and I said, I need this. This is what I need. So that's when I became a coach.
I can't help but think if Sarah would have stopped or if Sarah would have been inconsistent with wanting to help other people, like, you would have lost your chance at this opportunity and being able to change and influence other lives. Because not only is your life transformed, like, you have your fit crew, party crew, that their lives are being impacted by that, all because Sarah decided to say yes because she had a desire to help other people be better. And I can't help but think, if she didn't show up, you would have missed out. That's so crazy.
Like for a year, almost a year. She was consistent. Like I remembered, and it was just like, had that not have been, I mean, I have no idea where I'd be.
Yeah. So how has coaching transformed your life? So you talked about pre-Beachbody. Now what? What is life right now? I know that you've transformed your mind is the biggest part.
That is the big thing. I've completely transformed my mind because of the personal development. And that was the very first thing that Sarah suggested. She said, get the compound effect. You're going to want to read that. And I'm like, I don't know what that is, but I'm going to do it because I'm going to do whatever this woman says. So I started reading the compound, actually started listening to it. I don't read very well. I do a little bit now because everyone keeps saying that you're supposed to. So I started listening to it, and I probably listened to it like five straight times in a row. And my daughter would listen to it in the car too. And she would be like, oh yeah, Mom. Yes, that's right. And so watching her, also get all of this positive and, right life stuff and learning at such a young age, that's so cool. And to not be surrounded, by negativity. And what we learned from even just that book was that, you need to take care of your mind and what's coming into it. I shut off the TV. I was a sit in front of the couch at least for an hour or two before bed and just, zombie out. And I shut that off. Garbage in, garbage out, right? That's what Darren Hardy says. And so we started putting good stuff into our mind. I started diving into personal development as far as like team Zooms, opportunity calls, anything I could get my hands on. That's what I wanted to do. And because I saw and I felt this change, the confidence that just started to come out of me from I don't know where. It was just crazy. She gave me goals. Sarah, she helped me figure out goals. My goal wasn't to be dead anymore at 30. My goal now is, I actually have goals, and I actually help other people write down goals and help them achieve them. So, yeah.
That's amazing.
What
just
else has changed?
your limitless potential, like you just believing in other people. And I just like, Carrie, like your goal that was so negative and it turned into how can I be better every day? How can I help people? Like your purpose for waking up every single day. What fears did you have about coaching when you first started?
Excuse me for just a second. Okay, honey, you can take your pants off and your shirt because the window's open. You'll be nice and cool. Mm-hmm.
Mom, like,
I'm a mom.
I love watching her.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my kid is all over there. What fears did I have? I have it written down. What was I was afraid to fail because, I'd failed at so many other things. So I was afraid to fail. And if I didn't get this right, man, what was going to, I had no idea. I just threw myself into this. So it was like, if this doesn't work, I have no idea where I'm going. So I need to make this work. Right.
I think that's just a big thing is I think everyone is afraid of failure in some way, or maybe afraid to let other people down or worried about what other people are going to think of you, judgment. And life is, we're always going to stumble over rocks to get to where we want to be. But if you can just choose to live on that other side of fear, even when things are very scary, man, that's just when life gets so good because you truly see how strong you are and all the things that you can do in life. And I'm glad that you said that because that makes you so relatable to so many people. I think we can all identify with the fear of failure, fear of anything. but that's huge. So what struggles have you encountered as a coach, and how did you overcome them?
One of the biggest struggles is, can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Okay. One of the biggest struggles was people saying no. I got a lot of no's at the beginning. I got some yeses, but man, the no's were really hard. I take them to heart because these are people I knew. And it was like, dang, how do I get over this? And just as you continue to listen to personal development, which Sarah suggested when I told her this, was Go for No, which is a great, cute little book, read. I loved it. And I've listened to it many times. It's a great just throw in when you're in between books because you don't know what else to listen to. Throw that one in. It's like, yeah. But how did I overcome the no thing? Was through personal development. But then one day it kind of clicked when we have this the famous wrinkle cream lady. I love to tell the story about the wrinkle cream lady. My girls know the wrinkle cream lady. She would constantly just barrage me with these messages about wrinkle cream, come to my cocktails and conversation. I'm like, lady, if you knew me, I'm a recovering alcoholic. I don't want to have no cocktails with you. So think about who you're talking to, silly. So I would just, ignore her messages. But I saw a couple of her pictures online of, the ladies with the side-by-sides. And I'm like, I might like to try that wrinkle cream. But I wasn't quite ready. And so I did answer one of her messages and I said, yes, I would like to try your wrinkle cream, but I don't want to come to your party. I wanted to do it on my terms. And then she would still keep hitting me with her things and I would ignore them. And then one day I said, I'm ready to get your wrinkle cream. And, and so, we met up and I finally bought it. But I thought to myself, how did that go? I said no to her so many times, and she never took it personally. Go. Exactly. No. Thought somebody was saying no.
So did I.
Yeah. No. Exactly. That's right. But I told her no so many times, even though I still wanted to do it. And then I thought, you know what? That could be somebody who's like, no, I don't want to join your challenge group. I don't want to join it, but not right now. I just don't have time. I see your message. I don't have the money this time, but I don't want to tell you that. I didn't want to tell her I didn't have $400 to buy the wrinkle cream, a whole kit. I got to get the whole kit. So, but when I finally did, I did say yes. So that just helped me to change this a little bit, this whole no thing. So I like to tell my girls that. Just keep trying.
I agree. Or just I think Beachbody is so much, if you're walking the walk and you are working on your own transformation and your own journey and you have the desire to help other people, people will join you. People will want their lives transformed. They want you because they trust you and they adore you and they like you and you're positive and all those types of things. But you have to start taking care of yourself in order to do that. And that's why I love coaching so much, because it is so much about relationships and all those things. And I'm glad that you said that. And just that relentless belief in what you're doing. Because if you believe in it, then other people will too. And it's healthy and it's good for you and it's going to change your life. What triumphs have you experienced as a coach?
What triumphs? I know I wrote this one down. One is kind of a personal one, but from coaching, being involved with the bigger teams that have so many different people, I was able to mastermind with some coaches on Team Rockstar Fit, and they helped me create my own in-person boot camp right here in my own town.
If you have not seen Carrie's boot camps, I see the videos. I don't even know how people move in it. It's a gymnasium, and there are just people everywhere dancing because Carrie loves dancing. It is so fun. It's so fun. It's so energetic.
Yeah. We have a good time. I mean, and if I got the courage, because I reached out to other people and asked, and they said, just go for it. And I'm like, oh, okay, just do this. And I did it, just getting advice from other people. Yeah. And another triumph, my team of coaches. I just watching, it's so crazy, watching people that you have helped help somebody else. And when it gets even further, to watch them help their coach help somebody else is just like that is so mind-blowing. Like, wow, because I was able to help you, you were able to help them, and they were able to inspire and help that person. That's a super huge triumph that I didn't even expect. I had no idea that stuff was going to happen.
I know. Isn't it crazy? I actually messaged Trina and I said, Trina, you don't even understand you saying yes to this, what the effect that has on people. Because just like you said, it's just like I help someone, so then they help someone, and then they help someone, and it just keeps going. It's so crazy. It's so awesome. I'm so glad you said that. It's so great. So you can share another triumph, or what does your day in the life of Carrie look like as a coach?
Oh, my other triumph. Yes, I see it there. It was that we hosted our very own Super Saturday event, and we had over 30 people attend, and half of them were the Fit Party crew. Yeah, half of them was my team.
New name. That's her new coach's team name, which is awesome.
Yeah, we love it. Yeah. So pulling off a Super Saturday, just like, should I do it? Yep. The girls are like, Kaylin down there, she's like, yep, do it. I'm like, oh, okay, let's do it then. And so we just all worked together and we pulled off a beautiful, fun Super Saturday. Lots of people just who came from, hours away said that they enjoyed it and they were inspired and they had a great time. And I'm like, really? Yes.
That's awesome.
Win. Yeah. What was your next question? Oh, a day in the life. Well, a day in the life now, since I am a full-time coach and I teach fitness classes 5 days a week, just one class, 1 hour is what I work outside the home. I get up at about 6:45 and I have some coffee and I check in with my team and my challengers, see what pending messages or anybody, having an emergency usually I wake up to some, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. A text or a message or something from one of my coaches or clients in a challenge group or something. Oh my goodness, this is so great. And isn't that nice? What a great thing to wake up to, right? Then we get my kiddo ready for school. I drive her to school because I can, because I'm a stay-at-home mom, work from home. And on the travel back, that's when I listen to my PD for about 15 minutes. Sometimes I carry it over into the house when I get home and I'm, putting my stuff away. I continue listening if it's on a good roll, whoever I'm listening to. Then I do like a power hour. If I'm hopping on in the morning, I'll hop on a power hour or a team Zoom or our Diamond Zoom in the morning. And after that, then I do grab something to eat. Maybe it's a breakfast or maybe it's a shake. And then I do some laundry. I check in on my phone with my challengers. Do a little bit of housework. Have some lunch. Think about my fitness class. Connect with the people in my classes and see what kind of playlist they want to hear. Then I go get my kiddo and we come home and eat. Because we usually have to eat about 4:30. She's got, practice and other activities in the evening, and that's when I teach. I usually teach about 6 o'clock, 6:30. So we need to eat about 4:30 so nobody pukes when they're in the middle of practice or dancing. And then we have, her and I time on the way home and showers in bed. And then I'll click around on my phone till like 10:30. But 10:30, I usually got to go to bed, tired.
Do you want to know something? That whole time you're talking, because the cool thing about coaching is there isn't a mold. I said this on my call yesterday. I was like, if you want to leave your job, awesome. If you don't, great. It doesn't really matter. You get to make it what you want. But the whole time you were talking, it was just you were owning your whole schedule. You're like, well, maybe I'll go do this or kind of do this. The fact that nothing even seemed stressful in that whole day just was so inspiring because that's living a life by design, by your choice, meaning that's what you've decided for your life. And I love that it's on your own terms and it's on your own schedule. And the coolest thing about coaching, in my opinion, whether you are a stay-at-home mom, full-time student, whether you are working 3 jobs, working nurses hours, whatever, that you can take your coaching business wherever you want, whenever you want, whether that's for an hour, and that's how I started, and I'm sure that's how you started with coaching, was just an hour a day, and then it just turns into whatever you want to make it. And that, my friend, is what is so amazing about this. But I'm really excited to ask you this question, and coaches, take this in and absorb it, is what is your favorite part about coaching, and what have you done to get where you're at now? I really loved your answer for this, so I'm really excited to hear it.
What was my favorite part, or should I start with what?
Yeah, start with that very first line. I'm like, yes.
I have gotten comfortable with being uncomfortable. It is just, yeah, really. I keep telling people that too, because they told me that's what I needed to do. Trina and Vito, our up mentors, they said, you need to get comfortable being uncomfortable, because I was like, I don't want to talk to people about coaching. That makes me uncomfortable. It makes me want to throw up. And, like, for real, when we did that team leader club in December, we had to talk to someone every day. And I'm just like, how can I do this? And so I'm like, I need to do this, because they said, if I do this, I will succeed at, whatever, working toward whatever goal I had planned there. If you want to get there, do this. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to do it. Like, puke.
And then
Hi, I would like to talk to you about coaching. How do you feel about it? Just puke, awkward. Next day, it was a little bit better. Next day, it was a little bit better. Next day, it was like, hey, how are you? You ever thought about coaching?
Isn't it crazy? You have to stumble over rocks to get there and get confident with being uncomfortable, because that was really awkward for me too. But the more you practice, the better. It's just like a sport. And it's just about, if you want to get good at something. And I think we overcomplicate so much, because we're walking the walk, we're changing our lives. Everyone needs to know about this, because everyone wants to live a happy life, like wake up and be happy. But then I think we're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to say to them? But it's like, it's so easy. I love that you said that. It's just, you have to learn. It was really hard. Then you still did it. It's still hard. Slightly better still, and it's just like, you just got to keep going.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It didn't work overnight either. It did not work.
No.
It took a little while.
What's your favorite part about coaching?
My favorite part is I like having conversations with people. You know what? I really like people. I see those bumper stickers sometimes that say, I hate people. And I'm like, do I hate people? Yeah, maybe I do too. Do I? No, I really like people. I like having conversations with people, getting to know people.
That's so sad.
I hate people. It's probably not bumper stickers anymore, because they're probably called memes, or what do we call them? Memes?
Memes, yeah.
Memes. Okay, yeah, that's probably that's the new bumper sticker. But yeah, I hate people. I'm like, do I hate them too? Do I? I sometimes, trying to find yourself. But no, I really do. I love people. I love getting to know what excites them. Even before I became a coach, I worked in the clothing store. I would ask people, so what would you really like to do with your life? That really helps me now, because I'm like, so tell me about your dreams. What would you really like to do? What excites you? And to find out from my challengers, and then from my coaches, what their big dream is, or what they would really like to do. It might sound silly, but I might really like to. And I'm like, really? Let's do that. Let's get you there.
And just realizing that you can help people do anything. Like, I think for me, I put limits on what I could do in life. And I think a lot of people do that. And now I don't feel that way. And when you meet a lot of people, they have limits on what their abilities are. And I think it's a lot of outside influences. But the fact that you can be like, no, like, dream bigger. What do you want to do? What would be your dream job? What's stopping you from moving there? What's stopping you from going to get that? That's so cool.
Yeah,
all right.
A lot of people don't like that conversation.
I know. I'm scrolling all the way down to 14, just so you know.
Okay.
You said this. You said, well, first I asked, what does living life on purpose mean to you? And you said this, I'm no longer looking for ways to die. I'm looking for ways to live and to help others find a better way to live. To me, that just speaks volumes of waking up each day and living life on purpose and being intentional about having a desire to make someone's day, to influence them for the better, and to show them that they can do anything in life. And I can't think of a better gift that you could give someone than simply just saying, I believe in you. I care about you. I want to see you succeed. And the fact that you do that every single day compared to what your goal was when you were 30 to now when you every single day you attack each day with what can I do to better myself, better my daughter, and better other people. That is just so powerful. And when you guys look at Carrie's social media or you follow her, she has every intention to make you smile with all of her videos, just to make you feel loved and cherished. And that is living life on purpose, Carrie. And I get goosebumps thinking about that because of this, we wouldn't know you. And I'm just so grateful for an opportunity that saved your life. And that just gives me hope that I could save someone's life because of coaching. And my friend, that's a gift. And so I'm just really excited for you and your team. And I'm going to ask you this question. What do you love most about yourself?
Oh my gosh, what did I say?
I'm
like, oh boy, that's a tough one. It really is tough to say something about yourself that you love, even though I work on it. I help others work on it. So I had to think about this one for a little bit, and I'm going to say it's because I have this charisma that draws people to me. People tell me that all the time. I had a girl recently tell me, you're one of those people, one that everybody just wants to be around. And I'm just like, it's kind of weird, isn't it? I kind of like it. Yeah.
And you should.
Yep, love it.
It's true. Man, Carrie, I'm so thankful that you were on this call. And we are so grateful that you're here sharing your story. And I think, coaches, that's just a really big takeaway. We all have different stories. You can meet a Carrie and be able to give her a gift that saves her life. We all have such different stories that are written, but we're all on the same path together to make a difference, to make an impact, to change the world, which I know that sounds so cheesy, but I believe it to my every part of my core that we can make that movement happen simply because, one, if you're taking care of your body, you're nourishing it and you are getting it to be stronger. And then you're working on your mentality to where you are more positive, you can be a difference maker. And there's nothing more to me than being that and spreading the light for other people. Carrie, you are awesome. And I am loving that you spoke today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Whew.